Today I'm drawing airline logos from the United States of America. Yes, every single one of them, including full service, low cost airlines, and possibly airlines that I never knew existed. Man, this is really going to be just a long video. And stick around because I might plan on doing something in the future. And of course, announcing when A Normal Day at My Airport, the movie, will be released. So grab your popcorn and let's go draw these airlines. Level 1, Spirit Airlines. Alright, before we draw Spirit Airlines, I need to give you some rules first. 1, the airline must be drawn with the logo. Very simple, right? 2, the airline must have the word airlines in it. And then 3, you need to give it the most popular aircraft in there. Yeah, those are the rules. So let's begin with Spirit Airlines. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's also 4 rules. I also need to draw the app icon of the airline. Man, this is possibly going to be so long. Anyways, let's get into it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Spirit Airlines is literally just super easy, bruh. Let me go crack this open, and let's draw Spirit Airlines. Alright. Oh yeah, and I cannot look at the image of it, of the logo. So let's see. I'm using the thick pen to use to draw this. I didn't notice it was that bent. So now let's see. There's the P. Here comes the I. R. I think the R is kind of a bit separated. And then the other I. And then T. Alright, we got Spirit. I could have made it a little smaller though, but that's okay. Anyways, now it's time for the app icon. Now, unlike the big pen, I'm going to use the smaller pen. Alright, let's see. So it's trying to draw an app icon. Alright, now let's make the logo and then fill it in. Alright, we got the S. Alright, that's just the one. Wait, should I use gold or yellow? I'm just going to use yellow because that's the airline's actual colors they use. So, alright, we are making good progress so far. Alright, we are making good progress. There we go. We draw the app icon. I know it's kind of a little bit chipped out over there, but hey, it's just a start, alright? Now we gotta give its most popular aircraft, and one of them is being the A320. So let's see, we got. Oh yeah, I cannot forget about airlines. Alright, and then we gotta give its most popular aircraft, the A320. It's one of them though, so I'm not counting 2. So there we go. Whoop. Bruh. I literally just draw airlines instead of Airbus. There we go. We got Airbus A320. I don't know why I spelled airlines in the first place. Anyways, let's move on to level 2. Delta Airlines. Okay, to be honest, Delta Airlines is kinda easy to be honest. But I still had to obey the rules of it. Of this challenge. So let's go ahead and draw. For the colors, I'm using red, blue, dark blue, and black. Black is for the aircraft, blue is for one part of the logo, and then red is for the other part of the logo. Alright, let's draw. So we basically went from the worst airline of the USA to the best airline of USA, Delta Airlines. So now we draw the triangle they had. Oh yeah, and I'm also going to include the regional airlines in like another sheet of paper to like do that. Anyways, now that we have the triangles, now let's draw the logo. Alright, there we go. We got Delta Airlines. Alright, we can't forget the app icon. Alright, that's one part. I know it kind of looks like a ghost, but in reality, that's what the airline logo kind of looks like. Alright, I think we're making progress. Alright, now we gotta go include the... Alright, we're making good progress so far. We are on fire. Not like actual fire. Alright, there we go. There we go. I think it may look black on your screen, but in reality, I just used this color. Alright, now we gotta give the most popular aircraft in their fleet. And that aircraft is the Airbus A350. Specifically the Dash 900 series. Alright, we got Delta Spirit Airlines and Delta Airlines. So now let's move on to level 3. For this level, I'm drawing American Airlines. So yeah, let's get the colors. For the colors, I'm using silver, red, and in blue. Oh yeah, maybe in part 2 of this, I might draw the old logos of the airlines. Except some of the low-cost carriers, maybe, I guess. Because, like, for example, Breeze might have existed in, like, 2021. And they never existed, like, back in, like, the early or the late 20th century. Back in the day. So yeah, anyways, let's continue drawing American Airlines. To start off, I'm using the red part to build one of the triangles. One of the... like that. Alright, there we go. We gotta make it a little flat. Alright, now let's go ahead and make the gray part of the airline. Alright, there we go. We got the silver part. Now it's actually starting to come back to me. And now let's include the final part of the triangle. There we go. We got the eagle. But I might as well draw the old one in part 2. So let's go ahead and finish it off by drawing the airline logo, the app, and the that. Alright, so let's see. American Airlines. Alright, now it's time for the app. For the app, I'm just gonna take this similar logo, but just like shrink it a little. After grabbing the red marker and making the frame. Alright, sorry I got off camera and sidetracked a little bit. But anyways, let's go ahead and make the bird of American Airlines. And let's see. Blue. Alright. See, there we go. We got the app icon, but now we gotta see. I'm pretty sure there's like a light blue background behind it. I'm pretty sure because I don't think we ever used the airline app. We just straight up used their website. And let's see. Alright, we got some blue progress. Alright, let's see. Okay, I think I'm pretty sure there's a blue background behind it. Alright, now that we got the airlines, now it's time for the aircraft. I'm pretty sure it's a Boeing 787-8. So let's split B787-8. I'm pretty sure it's 787. Alright. Now we got that. Now it's time for Level 4, United Airlines. Now this one's actually going to be kind of hard because the United Airlines logo has like some sort of like weird globe thing that rotates around. And then I'm pretty sure that I don't know if we're gonna include that. We're just gonna maybe include like United Airlines and that's about it. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna give it my best shot. Alright, anyways, for the logo I'm just gonna use blue. And then possibly maybe silver, I don't know. And then okay, let's go. Let's go make United Airlines. After cracking the pen cap, I know I gotta cheat a little bit because the United Airlines logo is kinda hard. I might try making a short where I literally draw the United Airlines logo. So yeah, I'll try and make a short. Alright, now it's time for the word airlines. And I'm not even going to attempt to draw the app logo. It's literally just the same spear that they use for the tail. Bruh, I literally messed up. Okay, I kind of messed up a little bit, but it's alright. Now it's time for their popular aircraft, which is the Boeing 777-300. Alright, I'm pretty sure it's the 777. Boeing 777-300. Alright, next level. Level 5. Frontier Airlines. Alright, welcome to level 5. We're going to draw United Airlines. For the airline logo, it's just green. And that's about it. Nope. We're actually going to include black. Anyways, let's draw. I think I might as well attempt to draw the Apple logo, I guess. Maybe, possibly. Now, I know Frontier has, like, that one fancy F that looks like it's, like, pierced into, like, 3 sections, and they look like speech bubbles. And let's see, can we draw, like, this way? And then, like, this? I'm pretty sure it's, like, double that. Since, like, Frontier starts with the letter F, I'm just going to make double the same one that I did before. Alright, here we go. We're doing actually good progress. I don't think I'm going to draw the logo. The logo might be too big. Alright, let's just draw the rest of the letters. Alright, we draw the Frontier logo. Now, just like Spirit, they operate airlines like the A320 and A321. But for this aircraft, I have a model of the A321 and I kind of like it. And so, yeah, let's include A321. Oh gosh, what am I even thinking? I forgot to include the word airlines. Alright, there we go. Now, I'm not even attempting to draw the apps for any of these airlines because it's already starting to go harder. Now we got the logo. But I'm pretty sure it's the A320 that's popular. Because the A320 is extremely fuel efficient. Alright, we got A320. Now it's time to go on to level 6. For this one, I'm going to draw the semi-private airline JSX. Because I'm going to take a break from like those super hard, challenging logos such as United and Frontier. So now I'm just going to draw JSX because I need a break from those hard airline logos. So for the drawing, I'm going to use red and gray like usual, and I know they operate like either Embraer stuff, but I'm not going to include that. I'm just going to only include Airbus and Boeing aircraft for these. So let's draw. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to use black for like those, or actually no, I'm not going to include black. Black is for the airline they have, for the planes they have. I'm pretty sure the logo is literally just JSX in red. Then why is the purpose that we need gray? Alright, so then we include 2 dots in there. I'm pretty sure. Alright, JSX Airlines. JSX. Alright. Now we got JSX. Now it's time to move on to level 7. For this one, I'm going to draw Sun Country. Yep, the Sunset Airlines. Now we gotta literally look for like different colors. So let's see. Do I have orange? Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. So for this color, I'm going to include orange and blue because that's literally the logo. So I know on Sun Country, it's like just a circle, like a big old S in here. I'm pretty sure it spans like in all directions. I'm trying to draw the sun. Alright, so we got that. we're making good progress. Oops. I accidentally drew on my wall. Even though I was literally told not to, I accidentally drew on the wall. Like, whoopsie. Alright, I'm almost there. Okay, good thing I made JSX Airlines like literally super small. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's north, east, southwest. Southwest. Then let's see, northeast, southwest, northwest, and then the other direction. Alright. Anyways, let's include like the small S that they have. And like their 730, all 737 airplanes in their fleet. I think it's similar to like how Spirit works. I'm not even going to attempt to draw the airline logo anymore. I'm really going to draw a really good S. Alright, there we go. I'm pretty sure we're drawing it accordingly. I'm trying to draw it based on what I think it could possibly be, but I'm pretty sure we're doing good. Alright, I'm not going to fill in, because just pretend that's like filled, alright? Alright, we got Sun Country Airlines. I actually want to try the airline out. So, for their most popular aircraft, it's possibly the 737, but I do not know which variant though. So let's just list it B737. Just like Southwest and Ryanair, they like, I think there's like a ton of airlines that use the 737 as like a low cost carrier. Like I can describe them as just literally just boring. Like they all have the same plane. But hey, the 737 is fuel efficient, so we count that. Anyways, let's go on to level 9. Allegiant Airlines. Yep, it's time to include Allegiant. Now I think it has like 3 colors to its name. So here are the following. So we have yellow, orange, and blue. And includes black for like the aircraft that we're gonna draw. My finger almost bent. Alright, so let's see now. Let's draw it. Now it's pretty much just lowercase. Now it's pretty much just lowercase, and I'm pretty sure that in the middle there's probably the sun and the eye. And I'm pretty sure it's shaded in. I promise I'm not looking at any airline, my models that I have for my series. Alright, listen, I don't have models, I know the airline. I've been planning on flying on them, and I really am going to try making a trip report about them. Alright, I'm pretty sure, alright, let's just draw spikes. I know it looks red, but in reality I just used orange. Anyways, for their, oh yeah, I forgot, airlines. I'm not even going to attempt to draw the apps anymore. Alright, so Allegiant Airlines. Alright, now that we have Allegiant Airlines, their most popular aircraft is once again the A320. I think I'm also gonna make like another part where I literally draw the logo of the airline, except like some of them, to be honest, like on their tails and all that. So now let's move on to level 10, which this time it's going to be Southwest Airlines. And you might be saying, bro, Ed, you think Southwest Airlines is level 10? Level 10? Well, basically, it's just, you just have to draw the entire airline logo. Well, no, this time I'm now going to draw the heart of the airline. So let's use yellow, red, and blue. Since we're starting to run out of space here, and I'm probably going to need another slice of paper. So now let's draw the upper part of Southwest Airlines' heart. And now let's see, red. I'm I'm not drawing my heart really good. Alright, now we're gonna slice them to like fit them inside. Alright, there we go. We are doing good. Now, as an airline, now once again, as an airline nerd, I literally mastered their logos. Alright, final part. The blue part. Alright. Alright, there we go. We got the heart of Southwest Airlines. I know it may look inaccurate, but hey, I'm trying my best. So don't complain to me, alright? Take it to the comments. Alright, now for the aircraft, it's once again the 737. Fuel efficient. And also there because they're a low cost airline. Now it's time for level 11. For this one, I'm going to draw Alaska Airlines. Or actually, no, I'm actually going to draw Hawaiian. Now, you may have noticed that, I noticed that, Hawaiian Airlines has now been acquired by the Alaska Airlines Group. So, I'm actually just going to draw Alaska x Hawaiian. Like, Alaska right here, and then Hawaiian right here. And I still cannot forget about the time that then when they revealed their new livery, they literally just ruined it from the Eskimo. And literally, they shaped it like literally just a basic Windows thingy. And yeah, I know people are really complaining, so I'm joining in the riot as well. Anyways, let's go draw. Oh yeah, you want to see a magic trick? Magic time. Alright, there's a mini X, so we gotta have Alaska Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines right there. Now for Hawaiian, I'm going to use purple. And for Alaska Airlines, I'm going to use the same color that I used for Frontier. Or I can just straight up use just black. Anyways, let's go draw. Alright, let's go draw Alaska Airlines. Alright, we got Alaska Airlines. And their most popular aircraft, and the one that just got an incident in 2024, is the Boeing 737. I really can't escape the 737, can't I? Alright, now for Hawaiian. We really miss you, Hawaiian. We wish you can come back. I'm pretty sure it's two I's in Hawaiian. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. We got Hawaiian Airlines. And I didn't know if you noticed this, but now we got brand new aircraft, the Airbus A330. That's one there. Or I can actually list two this time since it's now merged. So we also can include the Boeing 717. Since since airline is now acquired by Alaska Group, I'm actually going to include two aircraft. And for those airlines that are like merged with airlines, I'm going to include two aircraft. So for example, Hawaiian gets an A330 and a Boeing 717. I really wish I could fly one before they expire them. Alright, I think this leaves only two more airlines remaining, so now let's get on to level 13 and 14. Alright, now it's time for the final two levels. So for level 13, I'm going to draw JetBlue, and then for level 14, I'm going to draw the one and only Virgin America. Yep, that's right. Virgin America. Okay, I'll draw. And while I'm going to get to colors, so we are now super close to 2005 views. We're only missing 114. Now, I really gotta tell you this. You notice those Shadow the Hedgehog playlists out there that literally just use less Shadow the Hedgehog songs and more their own ideas? Well, I was made this channel just for that reason, to flip it over. You see, they use those songs literally just fake playlists to use Shadow the Hedgehog songs, and literally they use just other songs. Well, that's where I came in. In my playlist, I use funk, I use rock, heavy metal, and a ton of artists are in there. So if we can get to 2005 views, then I will crown my playlist the number one Shadow the Hedgehog playlist of 2025. But if we won't succeed, then those fake Shadow the Hedgehog playlists will traumatize me forever. Okay, now I will draw the final two airlines of this video. Alright, after sifting through some colors, I'm going to use this color to draw the JetBlue Airlines logo, and those two to draw Virgin America. Or actually, I can just get rid of silver, because there's no silver in Virgin America. Alright, let's draw JetBlue. I'm pretty sure it's airlines and not airways. Bruh. Alright. Alright. Now for their most popular aircraft, it's the one and only A320. I really can't escape the 737 and the A320, can't I? Alright, now it's time for the final airline of this video, Virgin America. Now I will only include Virgin America, like the white text, in only just regular, or wait, I have an idea. So I'm pretty sure it's just a trapezoid. Alright, now let's include the airline logo. Alright, let's just shade it in. And then instead just use black. Alright. Now I'm actually going to use a different aircraft this time. Alright, let's just draw Virgin in black. Now you can see it though. Now, I think their popular aircraft is probably the A321. And there we go. We have all U.S. Airlines. Let's go follow them in order. Spirit Airlines, Delta Airlines. Oh, actually, no. Let me fix that. A few moments later. Alright, in order, we have Spirit Airlines, one of the worst airlines in the USA, and I want to fly them so bad. Just fight me. Delta Airlines, one of the best airlines in the world, and has one of my favorite aircraft, the A350. American Airlines, it's just mediocre. United Airlines, I never flew them back again, but I really want to one day. Frontier Airlines, it's just mediocre, I guess. JSX, I never flew on semi-private airlines, but I really hope one day. Sun Country, it's just basically the American version of Ryanair and just another American version of Southwest. Allegiant Airlines, I guess mediocre. Alaska Airlines, for some guy who likes the cold, I actually like this airline. Hawaiian Airlines, now being part of Alaska Airlines, and now Alaska Airlines revealing its new livery, which is just basically getting rid of the Eskimo, it's not that bad. JetBlue, not very bad except that one guy who was screaming on one of the planes. JetBlue Flight 1760. And lastly, Virgin America. Grab the microphone. I never tried this airline before when it just went out of business in like either 2018 when it just acquired by the Alaska Airlines Group. Alright, I'll see you in the next one when I draw the regional brands of like American, United, and Delta. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Delta Airlines.